I'm safer, safer now. I'm safer, safer now.
Hey, I'm John McLucas. I'm a traveling pop producer, and today we are unpacking, recording pop R&B female vocals. I'm going to show you the exact mix chain I used in this song, why I made those decisions, and then also how to create a kind of crunchy radio version of that finished vocal too. That's a pretty common thing that is across that kind of genre. So let's go ahead and jump right in here with Safer Now by Leah, which just came out and is an incredible piece, but we are just focusing on the vocal today. So let me go ahead and play you the lead here.
I'm safer, safer now. I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safer now.
All right, so we're going to just strip it back and overview everything that's going on from the very first plugin through the entire chain. Now, before we get into that, I do want to say the intent with this mix in this song was definitely warm, intimate, rich, lush, almost dark feeling, because there should be this hugging myself, talking to your inner child energy that is really in the story of the song. And Leah has her own discussion video about her vocal production work, so please check that out after this one as well. That'll be linked below. So the very first thing I did was put some tuning on just across the vocal.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit,
But also without it.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
It's very, very light. It's doing very little. It's super, super tight. So just something to kind of lock in that pitch, because especially when we get in with vocal stacks, those little nuances do add up. And especially in pop, we want that perfection. With that dialed in, the next thing I want to do is start carving out some of the bedroom frequencies of the vocal. I learned this from Seth Munson, my guy. So check this out before.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
After.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
Definitely helps with the vocal sounding natural. We're pulling out a lot of the crap instead of trying to boost all over the place, just removing what we don't need, and it gives you a really good starting point for a vocal mix with really any vocal. And the next thing I did is I went over to RVox.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a
Very
little
light.
bit, but I'm safer now.
Because also she's a very dynamic performer, so over here.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safer now.
Compared
I
to
would lie.
this one. So I love RVox because it's really transparent. It's able to handle some pretty aggressive dynamics and transients and shapes and really smooth them out. So with somebody like her who can go, I do, like, it's really good to be able to pack that together like that. After the compression is kissing it anywhere from like 2 to 10 dB, depending on the dynamic moments. Brought it into CLA vocals specifically for the compression and the bite. So check that out before.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit. I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
There's obviously a volume boost going on there too, but the high-end boost that goes on as well is really, really great. And the compression isn't my favorite as like a standalone compression, but I think it is a great accent compression. It's able to handle, I think, a little bit. I've never liked how it felt driving a vocal into it. But I think it does a really good job brightening up the vocal and just giving it that pop sheen that we are typically looking for. And you have 3 different options here.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safer now. I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just...
But like the roof one feels too open for me, and I just like the bite.
I would lie if I said I
little more
didn't miss it
closed
just a
in
little
than
bit, but I'm
you
safer.
might expect from a vocal. And then this multiband compression next is really just kind of doing a multi-purpose. One, I wanted to tame down some of the S's, but then 2, it's also just doing some overall high-end management and tightening.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just... I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
Really hits it, glues it in, and sounds great. So just, again, those S's aren't in the way. And then from there, hitting it with a final compressor. 4 stages of compression if you're counting the de-esser. But let's face it, pop vocals need more compression than normal.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
Without?
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
So pay attention to how the front half of that phrase...
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
The whole front half of the phrase is still hitting too hard. So we haven't compressed quite enough yet. And I do love just the tightness of the distressor. It's such a tight compressor. It feels like it really just pushes things in a nice way. So I use this to just...
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
That whole line is the same volume now without.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
And you can even see by the end of the line, it was like done
I would
compressing.
lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
So Lyra just chopped it like right there and made it easy. And then lastly, a little EQ bump on the low end to really push her like into your face. Because very intimate piece. So without it.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit. I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit. But I'm...
Very minor boost, very big results and difference. So, well, that is the main change. We still have two more things to talk about. The first one being the effects on the main vocal, and then second, the crunch. So let's talk about those. So we have a handful of sends. The first one I want to talk about is the widening, because that just takes the vocal and helps it seem wide by doing slight detuning and panning of those duplicated detuned versions.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
Without?
I would lie if I said I didn't miss...
If you're on your phone, you're not going to hear that one, but trust me, the difference is quite substantial. Listen one more time without.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
With.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
She sounds more all-encompassing, more wide. Actually, tried using micro shift. I liked the widener on her tone for this song specifically. And so I have that on a send running about -16, it looks. And then I have an eighth note bouncing delay, but there's some cool stuff I did under the hood that is really exciting for somebody who gets excited about this stuff like me. So let's take a listen to it first.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safe for now. I would lie if I said I didn't...
All right, so what's happening there? The first thing is I'm starting off by de-essing because nobody wants an SE delay.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safe.
You get like a little extra high-end transients and they're not very attractive, so always make sure to have that on first, especially with a super poppy vocal. And then just a basic bouncing delay. I have the ping pong effect on, so it bounces left and right, then left and right. The analog on, and the feedback about 70%. So it's a pretty long-lasting delay, like pretty cascading, I would say, to classify it. And then from there, I wanted to soothe it out a little bit because I still felt like a little harsh at times, and I came back and added this
I would
soothe
lie
on.
if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safe.
But if I had to guess, I was probably on a very specific moment in her louder sections, and I'm not going to go find it, but I'm sure I had a reason for it. So there's one more thing that I want to talk about that makes this delay really special. Now, I turned it off, but take a listen one more time to just the actual delay echoes.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safe for now.
It's just too dry. It feels detached. It doesn't feel right for this kind of intimacy, especially like this kind of lo-fi R&B-esqueness. So I added a reverb onto our delay send.
I would lie if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit, but I'm safe for now.
And it's about half wet. Very, very wet. And it just makes it so much more lush. And then lastly, just a bit of filtering
I
on the
would lie
EQ.
if I said I didn't miss it just a little bit.
And funny enough, I left in a bit more low end than I typically do because of the kind of song it was and the production and the track behind it. And again, if you want to hear the whole thing, go listen to the song after this video. So with that done, what can we do to create that nice crunchy radio effect? Because that's one of the classic trademark things I think of any good intimate genre feel. It's a nice crunchy version of a vocal. So this is a trick I learned by really just playing around with this myself, because I've played around with a lot of ways, from filtering to saturators and stuff like that. My favorite thing to use is the CLA Effects module, just the drive only, turned down low.
I'm safe for now.
Without?
I'm safe for now.
With?
I'm safe for now.
It feels like an intimate telephone. Does that make sense? That sounds really, really great, because when the default was way up here.
I'm safe for now.
Little too crunched out, so it's a little more hollow feeling, a little more open feeling, and it's really, really nice, intimate, lush, and delicious.
I'm safe for now.
That's a trick I'll use, or you can always try to filter and use a distortion you have yourself or something with drive very lightly to get that effect. But this is by far my number one hack to get that done quickly. So there it is, my pop vocal chain for a female R&B vocal. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found this valuable, let me know down below because I always really appreciate hearing the feedback from the community. You're incredible and I appreciate you. So get out there, work hard, and remember, you're just one song away. Cheers.